Ready? Mr. McCumbo, you ready? You want to lead us in our pledge? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and get started with our meeting. If you can stand, Commissioner Rice is going to lead us in our pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, can we get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Fowler,
Present.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Any communications from staff?
Yes, Chairman. First off, we've provided an updated agenda. Just had a typo on the date for the minutes for the month of May. May 7th was the correct date, so we've updated that at all with you and at all the appropriate areas. Next up, we would want to just make a presentation or announce that we'll be hosting the city with our consultants, PCR. We'll be hosting a Destination Market Street facade and tenant improvement community informational meeting on Monday, June 9th at the Senior Center. This is a program intended to help businesses that are on Market Street, would like to come to Market Street, by giving them the opportunity to apply for a grant for up to $250,000. Up to. And there is a formal application process. We encourage any businesses, business owners on and around Market Street to attend the meeting. There is a flyer that is posted on the city's website, and we also have some available here at the city. Any information, any additional information, they can reach out to our office. We can provide them with the appropriate documentation and paperwork.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, public comments.
Excuse me, Chairman.
Regarding agenda items.
Excuse me, Chair, I'm sorry. One other thing, just a really quick request that item E be continued to the July meeting.
6E.
6E, yes, item 6E, be continued to the July meeting. Yes. And for the sake of time, this evening, items 6B and 6C will be presented together, but separate actions if you are in agreement with that request.
6C and D.
Items 6B and 6C are both signs, and so if you're amenable to that request, then that concludes staff's comments.
What was the date of the continuance on
July
6?
7th.
To our July meeting.
Thank you.
Mr. Penn, do we need to make a motion on that together on 6B and C? Okay, is there a motion on the floor for item number 6E to have it continue to
July
our
2nd.
next July meeting?
I move that item 6E, note, be continued to the July meeting. Second.
Is that the
July
second
2nd.
meeting? Okay. There's a motion on the floor? Did you? Okay, it's properly moved in second. We call for any questions? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. And lastly, Mr. Penn, to have those meetings together, brought together, B and C?
The items, that's fine. I believe it's the same applicants, similar type of sign. So if you want the presentation together, that's perfectly fine. You do not need to make a motion. You can decide whether you want to provide one public comment for both items, or one 3-minute session for both, or two separate 3-minute public comment periods.
Okay,
for each
very
one.
good. Thank you. Okay. Okay, public comments regarding agenda items. Persons wishing to address the planning commission on any items on the agenda other than the public hearing may do so at this time. So if you have a comment that you want to make on any items other than the public hearing, you can do so. Just go to the mic in the back, give us your name and state your. Seeing, hearing none, we're going to close that segment. I need to get an approval on minutes for May 7th, 2025.
Motion to approve the planning commission meeting minutes for May 7th, 2025.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Before I have a question on that, Mr. Penn, on, do we have to have a quorum on the approval on that? We have only two.
You have a quorum here. It's up to each commissioner to decide whether they have enough information to vote on the minutes.
Very good, thank you. We call for the vote. It's been properly moved in second. Any questions? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Abstain, I wasn't here and I don't have enough information. Thank you.
Chairman Spring,
Abstain? Okay.
So we can bring the minutes back at the next meeting to get a vote if there's a quorum. In the meantime, before the next meeting, the people who were absent can also review the
Okay,
meeting. So,
okay, very good, thank you. That's why I asked the question, Mr. Penn. Okay, very good. Okay, Madam Secretary, our first item, please.
Item 6A, a public hearing to consider an application by Keoka Childress representing Strips and Dips for special use permit number 25-00005, SUP 25-00005, to allow the sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits for on-site consumption for an existing fast food restaurant on an HC Historic Core Zone property at 128 North Market Street.
Before you begin, I'm going to recuse myself from item 6A.
Chairman, the file is present, and notice has been given in a time and form as required by law. Planner Angel Leon Martell is present to give a short staff presentation.
Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the commission. The subject site for this special use permit request is located within the downtown Inglewood TOD general plan area and is zoned historic core. A pre-sale inspection report dated May 6, 2019 indicates the site is developed with a 2-story commercial building. On October 25, 2022, Building Safety issued a building permit for interior tenant improvements to the existing tenant space. In July of 2024, Strips and Dips filed for a business license with the city. The business operates as a fast food restaurant. The property is located on the east side of North Market Street with commercial uses to the north, south, and west, with the senior center to the east. The proposal is to add on-site alcohol service to the existing restaurant located within an existing 1,275 square foot tenant suite on the first floor of the building. On May 7th, 2025, the Planning Commission continued the hearing for this item to tonight's meeting due to lack of quorum. The tenant space currently has 2 separate entrances. The main pedestrian entrance is located along Market Street, and a second is at the rear of the building, which leads to the parking lot that abuts the alley. Parking for the fast food restaurant is at the rear of the building. The applicant is seeking approval for for the on-site sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits for the existing restaurant named Strips and Dips. The menu consists of vegan strips, chicken strips, sandwiches, and drinks. The hours of operation will be from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. daily, during which the full food menu will be available. The floor area consists of a 506 square foot dining area, 705 square foot kitchen, 64 square foot restroom area. The selected areas on the screen are the seating area highlighted in blue, the counter in green, and the alcohol display in orange. There will be 6 employees working at all times. 1 security guard will be present during regular business hours, and there are at least 6 security cameras installed currently. The State Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control allows 2 on-site sale licenses for this census tract. There are currently 18 on-site sale licenses. The applicant has submitted a PCN, Public Convenience and Necessity Letter, for the Commission's review and approval. Crime reporting data for District I-10 can be found in Attachment 5 of the staff report, which indicates the crime rate increased from 169 incidents in 2021 to 307 in 2023. However, the subject site has had no incidents between the years 2021 through 2023. As conditioned, the proposed project will serve as an enhancement to its neighborhood setting and will continue to be compatible with the surrounding area. The site is developed in accordance with existing zoning and development standards for TOD Historic Core Zone properties. There were no comments received for or against the project. The project is consistent with the downtown TOD land use designation. A categorical exemption has been filed, and the project is exempt from further environmental review. This concludes my presentation. I'm available to answer any questions the commission might have, and the applicant is also here tonight to answer any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Angel. We're going to open up questions for you. We're going to start off with Commissioner Fowler. You have any questions?
Yes, one question. I noticed that the report for crime was 2023. We didn't have anything more current than that?
Yeah, we did request more current. At the time that we requested that statistics, the police report didn't, or the police department didn't have that readily available, so that's why they included that year, those years.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand, it was 307, is it now 500? But, okay, thank you. No further questions.
Commissioner, yes, thank you.
Commissioner Trejo.
Trejo, I did say that, right?
I'm gone one meeting and it slips all our minds. I noticed, first off, that this item was continued from last month because there wasn't a quorum. There were only 3. Well, there's only 3 here now.
2, actually, because Mr. Rice was one of the 3 members and he recused himself.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess this is going to be a question for the applicant. Well, maybe I'll ask it. I don't know who's going to be able to answer it. The report says that alcohol will be, or drinks will be ordered from the menu, prepared in the kitchen, and then delivered to the customers. And I see here that we have alcohol display. You can still order from the menu and then they take it back to the kitchen, or?
I think that was intended so that, you know, when you go into a bar or in a restaurant, you can see that they have alcohol. So there might be like bottles in the display area. There's also bottles that are going to be displayed below, but that's just for storage and so that's readily available.
Okay, I think the applicant can maybe speak on that also. Thank you.
My question is, is there a limit of licensees or license that you can have in a particular area, in a particular zone area?
So yeah, well, in that census, it goes by census tract. So the census tract actually has a limit of 2 licenses per the State Alcoholic Beverage Control Department. However, um, applicants can apply for additional licenses in the census tract, basically through that public convenience and necessity, which is why we require that we make the finding, and the applicant included the letter stating the reasoning. And so it's up to you, basically. That's part of the reason why they're here tonight. One is for the alcohol license. 2 is so that you make the determination that if there is a public convenience and necessity for the license.
Are you aware of some of these places that are listed that are no longer operable? They're not functioning any longer?
Let me see. Do you have a specific one in mind?
I do. I see the Savoy Super Club on 214 South La Brea.
Yeah, so when we pull the data, we use the state's website, and so if the state has the active license on there, we include it in the report, because although the facility might be closed, we don't know all the details, so they might be an active license, it might be transferring to somewhere else. There's a couple of things that could happen with that license.
Okay, I have no further questions. If the applicant is here, please go to the mic behind you.
May I ask a
Oh.
question? May I ask a question?
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think Commissioner Fowler asked the question, but on more current police reporting, do we have any input from police department? Because the crime rate is so high that I think it warrants our having that information in front of us before we make a determination.
Let me see.
I actually would prefer their presence here, but, or a more current letter.
So at the time the request was made to PD, we were unable to get the crime data to date, right? More recent crime data. We definitely can provide that if it's will be beneficial to you rendering a decision. That's something that we can provide at next month's meeting if you want to continue the item, to get that data, if that's gonna be pertinent to your decision-making process. But again, we're just relying on the information that we've been given. I know that there were a few requests that was sent and we just weren't able to get it in a
But
timely
I think
manner.
personally, it's, in my opinion, important enough because number one, I think in the ABC license census tract, there are only 2 allowed, and we've got 18. So we've got that. We have a whole bunch of licenses. And then the crime rate has increased quite a bit. I mean, I see that there are some safeguards here to prevent problems. However, I personally would prefer either PD being here and talking to us about how they see the crime rate with one more alcoholic beverage control, one ABC license, and or a current
Police
crime
report. Right.
crime statistic report.
And definitely a valid concern. And I would also mention that as Market Street is continuing to revitalize itself, we're seeing kind of these beverage options as opportunities for these different types of restaurants. These aren't all clubs or bars, right? Some of these are restaurants, they're eating establishments that are now offering an additional service to their clientele.
I understand that, and I think that because we are, I mean, I come up from, I guess it's the street I come up and I see the big sign that says you're now entering the sports and entertainment district. And I understand that. And I know that in order to have a successful downtown, particularly in a sport and entertainment district, this type of service is really what we would like to see, and that'll make it successful. But I still think that we need to get some additional input. I think it's important because, you know, from that we can glean some other things that may safeguard not only this one, but any others in the future, because I know that we'll have others in the future. So that's how I feel about it.
I'll make a comment on that, Commissioner Trejo. What we're going to do is we're going to listen to the applicant and see what the applicant has to say. And from that particular point, then we can make a decision, and your vote will be one of the decisions. If you want to continue it, if you want to get a police report, you can put that in your decision that you're going to make.
Just one further comment. In your decision-making process, as a part of your conditions, there is one that would require the applicant work with the police department through a SEPTID review, which is crime prevention through environmental design. And so there is a requirement for a partnership or some sort of collaboration with the police department to ensure that there are some safeguarded measures, as well as through the design of their building and their business model and operations.
So we're looking at a condition, is that right, Mr. Combo?
Yes.
Okay. So there could be some conditions. Commissioner Trejo. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
If the applicant is here, please go to the mic, give us your name, and tell us about your project, please.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
No.
Is it on? Yes?
Yes.
Good evening. My name's Elise Stewart, and I am part owner of the restaurant that we are discussing, Strips and Dip. And so thank you for hearing us, putting us on the docket, and giving us an opportunity to express what we are petitioning for. So we are petitioning to be able
Can you do me one favor? Can you put your mic to your mouth so we can, like you're a rock star or something? Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Is that better?
Yes.
So to Commissioner Trejo's point, when you see that big sign and you're coming into Inglewood, it is an indication to everyone that the city is expanding to be an entertainment center. And in order for us to compete with similar establishments in Inglewood as well as surrounding areas, it's critical that we are able to provide a full dining experience. Yes, that would include the sale of beer, wine, and spirits. Unfortunately, if we aren't able to do that, we risk losing our customers to neighboring cities and even neighboring establishments within Inglewood who are able to provide a more comprehensive hospitality option. I like the option for us to partner with PD because a part of our goal is not just to provide food and drinks, but also to be a community partner here in Inglewood. We would love to be able to collaborate with local schools and programs that would allow us to give discounts to local workers. We are also committed to expanding and adding more job opportunities in Inglewood. With an expanded service like bar operations, this will give us an opportunity to create more positions like bartenders and more security and management that will open those opportunities up to our Inglewood residents. So with your approval, we will be able to create a place in Inglewood that not only celebrates the city, but also cherishes it. Thank you.
Okay, we have some questions for you. Just remain there, and we'll ask some questions. Commissioner Fowler, you have some questions?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm sorry, I did not hear your name, ma'am.
Elise Stewart.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. I think my first question is, tell me, is the name of your business Weavers?
No, it's strips and dips.
Oh, Strip and Dip, Strip and Dip. Okay, got it. I apologize. I won't forget. I'll have to visit. I'm looking at how many people can be accommodated space-wise? I looked at the chart and I couldn't quite tell. What's your seating capacity, roughly?
Angel, can you bring it up on the screen?
Yes, please, Angel, thank you.
Is that booths or, I'm
The
not.
blue area is the seating area.
So is that for 4, is that for 6, is that for 8? I was just trying to understand
Yeah,
the space.
let me have can I have my general manager come up? He's here with us. Brandon, if you want to talk to how much space we have and how many people we can hold.
Okay, please give us your name, please, for the record.
Hi, my name is Brandon Williams Limley. I'm the general manager and executive chef of Strips and Dips. Our dining room itself alone right now holds up to 27 occupants, and that's just for our guests.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
And then tell me I heard about the business. Is there anything else unique that you would say about Strip and Dip?
Yes, I think the fact that the restaurant is mostly strips makes it unique, and we have a variety of strips. Like it said in the plan that we do chicken strips as well as vegan strips. As you know, our world is changing to be more health conscious. So offering that option where people can come in and experience the same type of food while also honoring their new restrictions, I think makes us really unique.
Thank you. And staffing, so your staff what is your process or plan for ID check?
For our staff,
If you're serving alcohol, yes.
oh yes. So we would have security outside of the restaurant that would check all IDs when people are entering.
Okay, and then I saw you had 2 entrances and you have 1 guard, 1 security guard. So is that, but you do have cameras. I
We
think
do have
it's the
cameras. Yes, we do have cameras.
Okay.
But we
that's-
would increase. That's a part of being able to expand those services would allow us to increase our security and staffing all around.
Yeah, so basically, it's basically pretty much dining. So there's not dancing or clubbing, I will say, right? It's
No,
more
ma'am.
just a restaurant.
Correct. And I wanted to touch and elaborate on the ID checks. We will also go with our extreme measures to train our staff as far as our servers, maybe our bartenders when we are able to expand to do those ID checks as far as the ABC allows us to do. Also using our security measures, maybe like a light or a scan-in measure to make sure that we're not going into serving any minors or any illegal identification that our customers may be carrying. But we will be training our staff on that as well.
Yeah, I think the fact that you're just basically dining, I'm not as concerned about the crime as if you were a club where there was dancing and drinking and so forth. So thank you very much. I have no further questions, Mr.
Thank you.
Chair.
Commissioner Trejo?
Thank you. Can you just explain your setup for serving alcohol? And I understand the need for that, and I think that if you're going to be in the historic district, I mean, you almost have to be able to sell alcoholic beverages. I just want to know how you'll be handling it. It's behind the counter, they can look at the bottles, but they'll order from a menu and you'll prepare it in the kitchen?
Yes, that is correct. alcoholic beverages will be listed on the menu, and customers will be able to order their drinks from that menu. We will keep everything behind the counter, and it will be brought out to them. To Angel's point, thank you very much. The display is just so that people are aware that we do have alcoholic beverages available.
Okay. And just one additional question on, I guess it's security. You have entrance from the front and from the rear. Will you have a roving security guard, particularly in the rear area, of people coming in, or whether they get a little too happy? And how will that work, the way you let customers in?
We would, because our parking is in the back, we would extend our security to the back. So we would have one in the front and one in the back.
Okay, so if they come in through the back, their IDs will be
Yes.
checked there also?
Yes, the process will be the same.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, my question has to do with entering from the parking lot. Is that at the top? Is that the rear that I'm looking at, that floor plan?
Oh, down here.
Okay, that's the rear at the bottom. So when you enter, you're not going through the kitchen area or anything? Or can you show me?
So right now, our guests enter from the front side only when they would enter in our dining room. The back entrance would be entering into the kitchen once you come inside.
Okay, so the rear entrance is only for employees?
I wouldn't say that it's only for employees. Once we expand, maybe we would have options for our guests parking in the back parking lot. Right now, as we are
Okay, very good. And you say the name of it again is
strips and dips.
strips. When we talk about strips, we're talking about chicken strips, that kind of thing?
Correct.
Okay. I had to ask.
Yeah.
So how long has this, because I see it on Market Street, how long have you guys been operating?
Since February 2024.
February 2024?
2024.
Okay. I have no other questions. I'm going to open it up for questions again for my commissioners. We're going to start with Commissioner Trejo. We're going to start with Commissioner Trejo first. I'm going to get this right.
Well, like I said, I do know, I still personally would like to get a little bit more information on the crime statistics, although, I'm balanced by the conditions that are being proposed, which is that there'll be steps through design to mitigate potential issues, which I think is very important. So I know that you'll be working with staff on that. Also, that you'll consult with the police department. I hope the police department is aware of all, not only of any new ones that may be approved, but all of the existing ones, that they kind of
Okay,
patrol.
we're going to do that when you make your motion on that, then we can make a condition. How's that?
No, I'm just commenting that there are existing conditions on there.
All right,
Go ahead.
condition.
I'm not ready to make the motion yet.
Okay, very good. I'm opening up for Commissioner Fowler. Do you have any last comments?
Yes, a comment, not questions. Thank you for I think it's a great idea. Very few people think about that. Discounts to local workers and hiring Inglewood residents. So thank you for that.
Okay. At this particular point, I'd like to open it up for anyone that wants either for or against this particular project. You can come to the mic, give us your name, and tell us that you're for or against this particular project. We're going to open it up for that.
Good evening. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening. My name is LaShonda Lambert. I'm a resident of Inglewood for 45 plus years. I think it's great that Market Street is, I think it's great that Market Street is becoming once again on the map what it used to be back in the 70s and 80s. I am a participant of all of the restaurants or bars, establishments over there. It's great to be able to leave work from the airport and come in my neighborhood and not have to go to Hollywood or go somewhere far to have dinner and have a cocktail. I love strips and dips. Their chicken is awesome. You guys should try it. But I went last week with a friend. We had taken care of some business at the Inglewood mortuary, and he wanted to get something to eat. So I said, well, let's go over here. So we went, and then he was like, I really need a cocktail. So we end up going somewhere else to eat on Market Street because they didn't have a cocktail and because, you know, he was just going through with trying to make arrangements for a funeral. So I think the difference as a customer, it would be great to be able to have a cocktail when I come and have my chicken. And I really wasn't going to speak on the crime part over there because I really don't know. But as a resident, I think it would be great for Inglewood to step up all the way, not just with the SoFi and the N2 Dome, but in the neighborhood. I live on Sentinel and La Brea, a block from there, and I feel safer going on Market Street than I do going to the grocery store because I know they have security at these establishments. I know they're paying attention, but it's sad to see that parking patrol patrols my area 1 o'clock in the morning every night, and I never see any police cars unless I go by SoFi. So as a resident, I hope this is passed, and I hope Inglewood as a whole step up.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we're going to close this segment, and I'd like to get a motion, please.
I move that we affirm categorical exemption, is that where I'm at? EACE 2025-038. Adopt the resolution approving SUP 25-00005 and add a couple of new conditions. That there be a 1-year review from the date of the issuance of the certificate of occupancy, that no loitering signs be placed at both entrances, the front and rear, that although it's a finding that's mentioned, I want to include it as a condition that steps will be taken through design to mitigate any potential issues. And then I think the condition already says that they consult with police department to ensure compliance with the crime prevention through environmental, through CPTED, that I think it's already mentioned, but that solid food be readily available to be served, and that the drinks are to be ordered from the menu and prepared in the kitchen. I'd like to see that included as a condition.
You heard the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, properly moved in second. We're calling for any questions on the motion. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Mr. McCumbo, is there any?
Yes, Chairman, according to the IMC, anyone may appeal the decision of the Planning Commission on this matter. The appeal must be filed within 20 days of the notice of decision, followed by written notice as well as an appeal fee.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Stewart, you have your approval? We're going to come by and have a little lunch with you. Okay, very good.
No vegans here.
Okay. Okay, Madam Secretary.
Item 6B, a public hearing to consider an application by Scott Hampton, representing Hollywood Park Casino for special use permit number 25-00010, SUP 25-00010, to modify an existing special venue freeway sign on a C3 zone property located at 8801 South La Cienega Boulevard.
Can we do both of them, Mr. McCumbo?
Yes, we can do read both requests.
So can you read the request, please?
Item 6C, public hearing to consider an application by Scott Hampton, representing Hollywood Park Casino and special use permit number 25-0000013, SUP 25-00013, to modify an existing special venue freeway sign on a C2A zone property located at 11305 South Prairie Avenue.
Chairman, and follows President, notice has been given in the time and form as required by law. Planner Sean May is present to do a short staff presentation.
Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the Commission. Tonight, we are combining the presentations for items 6B and 6C due to the similar requests and designs. The subject site for the first special venue freeway sign is located at 8801 South La Cienega Boulevard and is zoned C3 Heavy Commercial. In April 1997, the Planning Commission approved this special use permit 789 to allow this 110-foot special venue freeway sign. The second subject site for the special venue freeway sign is 11305 South Prairie Avenue and is zoned C2A Airport Commercial. In April 1997, the Planning Commission also approved special use permit 790 to allow the 110-foot high special venue sign on city-owned property. The sign at 8801 South La Cienega Boulevard is located on the same property as Home Depot at the northwest corner of La Cienega Boulevard and Hillcrest Boulevard. Commercial and industrial uses surround the property to the north, south, and west, with the 405 freeway abutting to the east. The sign located at 11305 South Prairie is located on city-owned property leased to the applicant at the northwest corner of Imperial Highway and Prairie Avenue. The property is surrounded by commercial and residential uses to the north and east, with the 105 freeway to the south and west. The existing signs stand at 110 feet tall and contain 2 LED display boards, channel cut lettering, and a Hollywood Park Casino logo. And these are the 2 examples at 8801 and 11305 South Prairie, as they stand today. The proposed changes include a 10-foot increase in height for a total height of 120 feet, a new 54 by 40-foot LED display, purple internally illuminated channel cut letters that read Hollywood Park Casino and Elevate Your Game at the top and bottom of the signs, a new 200 square foot Hollywood Park Casino logo will be suspended between the 2 support pylons, and a new support structure that will contain 2 poles and a curved aluminum clad cover with a large hexagonal base and painted with a silver finish, as seen on the renderings provided by the applicant behind me. The special venue freeway signs are limited to displaying images related to entertainment and sports venues, city and community events, and businesses, products, and services available within the Inglewood area. The sign will display static images with a minimum duration of 6 seconds, and the brightness will be automatically adjusted to the ambient light levels. As conditioned, the proposed project will serve as an enhancement to its neighborhood setting and will be compatible with the surrounding area. The proposed project is consistent with the commercial designation of the land use element of the general plan. The project is exempt from further environmental review. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available to answer any questions the commission might have. The applicant is also here tonight to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. We're going to open up questions for you first. We're going to start with Commissioner Fowler.
No questions for staff, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Rice.
This is a special venue freeway sign
Yes.
for Hollywood Park
Yeah, Hollywood Park Casino.
to promote Hollywood Park, the business, which is what it's always done.
Yes.
And you had an area there that talked about advertising other businesses in the city of Inglewood. Did I miss something?
This is, these are the regulations that our code allows for what can be displayed on the special venue freeway signs. And there's no proposed change to the regulations for them. The proposed signage complies with these regulations.
So they can advertise events going on at other venues as well as Hollywood Park. Right.
So they're only showing what's happening at Hollywood Park, at the casino, so not other venues in the city.
Just Hollywood Park.
Right.
Can they advertise? It says other businesses. It's some-
events of
yeah,
general public.
community, general public, so products. So if they sell Coca-Cola at Hollywood Park, they can advertise Coca-Cola on the billboards.
Right, right.
If they have a car that's for sale, they can advertise Chevrolet. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure I clearly understand.
Anything that is sold or activity that's taking place on the Hollywood Park Casino site can be displayed on the billboard, on the sign. So it's on-site advertising at an off-site location. So they're not advertising any products, services, or any other events that are happening unless it's a community event. So they can maybe show, if the city wants to advertise something or display something, that can be shown as a community benefit, but they're not advertising any additional goods or services that are not sold at their or taking place at their at the casino.
Rephrase my question. So if they sell Coors beer or Bacardi at Hollywood Park Casino, they can do a Coors or Bacardi ad.
Theoretically, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Commissioner Trejo.
Is that why the Home Depot sign is not now going to be shown? Because it's not sold at Hollywood Park?
No, the applicant has worked with the Home Depot about where their signage will be.
So it won't be on the sign anymore?
They've worked an agreement between the two of where it will be, about the new location for that signage.
Okay, just because it's been a part of the existing sign for as long as I can remember. That's why I was asking. And there was no mention in the staff report about it, so. Okay, no further questions from me.
I have no questions. If the applicant is here, please go to the mic, give us your name, and tell us about the project, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Gerard McCallum with Wilson Media in the Hollywood Park Casino. I represent the casino and Stockbridge Capital, which owns the casino. As many of you know, we relocated that casino to accommodate the football stadium. One of the things we didn't do other than upgrade the existing LED sign was actually update the sign. So as a result, the sign has become extremely dated. And also we have a number of security issues. Quite frequently, the copper is stolen out of that sign. And so, literally, folks go in and steal the copper, which is highly dangerous. So at the end of the day, we've decided we needed to upgrade the sign. So that's what this is, actually to modernize the sign, make it more safe, and make it more visible to the highway. As you know, a lot of other signs have encroached upon the area, up and down the 405 freeway, so less and less the visibility of the sign has become an issue for us. And so we're trying to upgrade, become more relevant to all the entertainment that's kind of gone on between SoFi and Intuit Dome, and create a little bit more modern sign. We're asking to go to 120 feet. We are still 20 feet shorter than any other sign along the freeways, both downtown and in Lawndale, but that's within the current statute right now. There's nothing that's going to change. The existing advertisement, which is all Hollywood Casinos advertising, is on the sign, except for we do advertise city-based events. So quite frequently, you'll see, city concerts or whatever that's up on the current crawler on the sign now, and we'll continue to do that. Outside of that, I'm available for any questions. But this is essentially just to upgrade the existing sign.
Thanks, Gerard. Okay, we're going to open up questions for you, sir. Start off with Commissioner Fowler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. McCollum. I just have a comment. I love Elevate Your Game. I like that. I might be stealing that. No further questions.
Very good. Very good. Commissioner Rice.
What is the, how far will the width expand? It's 10 feet on the height.
Actually, we have our YESCO guys here that could tell you exactly if there's any additions to the width.
Please give us your name.
Yes, hi, my name's Tony Shreve. I'm with YESCO, the fabricator.
It's going to expand four more inches wider. It's 39.6 right now. Oh, 6 inches. It's going to be 6 inches wider.
So it'll be 40 inches.
It will.
Right now, you're at 30. Right now, the existing sign is 39.5 feet, 39.6, and it's going to expand to 40 feet, so 6 inches total.
Are both signs the same size?
Yes, sir.
And only the sign that's on Imperium Prairie has the crawler up top that advertises city events.
That's correct.
That sign for a long time, I never noticed a crawler up there. So maybe that's part of your enhancement, huh?
Yes, and actually, you'll up there as well on both signs. Actually, it also advertises if you have a gambling problem that's required by the state, and a contact number as well. So there is a public service announcement that's also.
Yes, sir.
That, and that's inside the Elevate Your Game area. That's going to be. That's inside the Elevate Your Game area.
Yes, within
Right.
the LED.
Where the LED is going to be, right?
Yep. In here, right.
Right.
Yep.
Everything above Elevate Your Game and below the Hollywood Park copy.
Yeah.
Above the Elevate Your Game, is that another crawler up there too? That space? The black space? It looks like it's digital.
Yeah, all the digital spaces, but basically where you see the imaging of the person, the rest is static.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see. That's static right there. In the bottom, Elevate Your Game is static. Okay. Okay, no further questions.
Commissioner Trejo.
No questions, thank you.
I have no questions either. At this particular point, we would like to open it up for anyone who's in favor or against this particular project. You can go to the mic, give us your name. Seeing, hearing none, we're going to close this segment. And is there a motion on the floor?
Yes.
Now, I'm sorry, Commissioner Fowler, we were going to be given a motion for, thank you. Okay?
May I do them together?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I move to approve and affirm.
Talking to the mic, please.
Move to approve and confirm the categorical exemption EACE 2025-056 and adopt the resolution approving SUP 25-00010, as well as affirm the categorical exemption of EACE 2025-057, and adopt the resolution approving SUP 25-00013.
You heard the motion?
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. We'll call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Mr. McCumble?
Chairman, according to the IMC, anyone may appeal the decision on this matter. That appeal must be filed within 20 days of the notice of decision, accompanied with a written notice as well as an appeal fee.
Okay. Madam Secretary?
Thank you.
Item 6D, a public hearing to consider an application by Rick Gunter for SUP 25-00012 to allow 1, construction of a new self-storage facility, and 2, a reduced parking requirement through alternate modes of transportation on a M-1L limited manufacturing zone property in the Inglewood International Business Park specific plan at 3700 through 3712 West 102nd Street.
Chairman, the file is present and notice has been given in a time and manner as required by law. Planner Angel Leon Martel is available to give a short staff presentation.
Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the Commission. On December 21st, 1993, the city adopted the Inglewood International Business Park Specific Plan, or IIBSP, establishing goals, objectives, and development standards for the area to promote development for quality industrial projects. On November 24th, 2020, the city of Inglewood adopted a zoning code amendment to modify self-storage facility regulations citywide. The zoning code amendment specified which zones would permit self-storage facilities with SUP approval. Also required a new finding specific to self-storage facilities and required a minimum lot size for development or expansion of a self-storage facility. On February 2nd, 2022, the Planning Commission approved the special use permit number 2021-013 and design review number 2021-008 to allow construction of a new 6-story, 96,000 square foot self-storage facility with 10 parking spaces and a reduced parking requirement through alternative modes of transportation at 3700 West 102nd Street. On November 22nd, 2022, a building permit was issued to demolish all structures on the site at 3700 West 102nd Street. April 29th, 2025, the applicant applied for a new special use permit application to construct a 132,065 square foot, 4-story self-storage facility with 16 parking spaces and expanded to the sites of 3708 and through 3712, West 102nd Street. As conditioned through the previous special use permit, any deviation from the previous design, including color palette changes, requires approval by the Planning Commission. Subject site for this SUP is located between 3700 and 3712 West 102nd Street and has an industrial general plan designation with M1L or limited manufacturing zoning in the Inglewood International Business Park specific plan. As proposed, the site will be developed in accordance with existing zoning and development standards for building height setbacks for industrial zoned properties. The subject site is located on the south side of 102nd Street with legal non-conforming residential uses adjacent to the west and south. A vacant property is adjacent to the east, and to the north, a parking structure for the nearby basketball arena. The property at 3700 West 102nd Street is currently vacant. 3708 and 3712 remain as permitted by building record with residential structures. The applicant is proposing to construct the 4-story self-storage facility. The structure is proposed to contain 1,124 self-storage lockers ranging in size from 25 square feet to 200 square feet. The proposed facility will operate daily between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. An on-site manager will be present in the rental office during the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. daily. The city currently has 6 active business licenses for self-storage facilities. A list of the facilities was included in Table 2 of the staff report. The proposed facility is designed to meet the regulations and standards set forth in the M1L zone and International Business Park specific plan. The proposed facility complies with the IIBSP requirements for street setbacks of both building and parking. Vehicular access is provided via a 2-way driveway access from 102nd Street. The Inglewood Municipal Code requires 1 parking space per 2,000 square feet for self-storage facilities and 1 parking space for 300 square feet of office space. Therefore, the proposed project requires a total of 71 on-site parking spaces. The applicant is requesting approval of a parking reduction through an alternative modes analysis to provide for a total of 16 parking spaces for this project. A parking reduction analysis was submitted by the applicant and was prepared by a registered civil engineer in February of 2025. This analysis used parking surveys conducted at similar self-storage facilities nationwide and in Canada. The analysis found that the proposed project would satisfy the anticipated parking demand. Specific plan requires buildings to be modulated both vertically and horizontally through the use of stepbacks and changes in plane. And the building's facade shall include setbacks or breaks in the facade line. The proposed facility has been designed in a way to meet these requirements. Each elevation provides changes in planes vertically, horizontally, through its architectural features. Within the front setback, the applicant is proposing 3 American elm and 3 American beech trees, and a variety of shrubs and Bermuda grass for landscaping. The building is designed with 3 pedestrian entrances. One entrance will provide access to the facility retail office off of Century Boulevard, and the other 2 will provide access to the storage lockers and building elevators, which are adjacent to the parking area. The proposed exterior materials include dark gray panels, white smooth stucco, dark gray split face masonry blocks, wrapping the building on the first floor, blue and light gray corrugated metal panels, painted spandrel glass, and vision glass glazing. So here we are showing the south elevation, should be the back of the building, and the east elevation as well. This current slide depicts the original design on the left of the approved facility. And on the right, we have the proposed rendering. The proposed project reduced the height, number of stories, the size of the building was increased, and the number of parking spaces was increased as well. Other key comparisons are included in Table 2 of the staff report. The applicant revised the design in an effort to comply with the guidelines of the specific plan and to ensure compatibility with the surrounding community or neighborhood. As part of this request, the Planning Commission will be required to make a finding that the self-storage facility is designed to be compatible with surrounding development and will serve as an enhancement to its neighborhood setting. If the Planning Commission approves the request, the applicant will be required to complete the design review process. The applicant has submitted an application for design review, which is included on today's agenda as item 7A. If approved, the applicant will also be required to complete the site plan review process. The applicant is proposing to install 32 security cameras on the interior and exterior throughout the site that will be monitored from the retail office. No public comments were received for or against the project. The project is consistent with the industrial land use designation and is exempt from further environmental review. This concludes my presentation. I'm available to answer any questions you may have, and the applicant is also here today to answer your questions. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Angel. We're going to open up questions for you. I'll start off with Commissioner Fowler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I wanted to make sure I heard, you said something about item 7A?
So as part of, it's 7B. Yes,
I
thank
was
you.
looking at that and I was like, okay, that's a totally different address. You just wanted to see if we were awake. I get it. Okay, now yeah, that looks more like it. Okay. No, I only have questions for the applicant, none for staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Rice,
Questions for the applicant?
Commissioner Trejo.
No questions at this time, thank you.
Okay, I have no questions in mind for the applicant. If the applicant is here, please give us your name, go to the back, tell us about this particular project.
Hi, all. My name's Brett Henry. I'm the owner of Trojan Storage and here to talk a little bit about the project. We are a local private company. Our office is about 10, 15 minutes from here. We have 50 self-storage facilities, mainly in California, a lot in Los Angeles, and this will be our first in Inglewood. And so this is we've worked with city staff to design something we think fits the area, will be a good benefit for the community, and is designed for the local residents. It's like they said, a 4-story building with great access, really strong security, and will, for the majority of the uses, be smaller units for the local residents. So happy to answer any questions.
Okay, we're going to start off questions for you. Commissioner Fowler, please.
Yes, thank you, sir. My first question had to do with the surveillance. So the cameras, there's no live person because the cameras could see something, but what happens?
Sure. So there's a lot of things we do to deter from a security standpoint. So the first is we're one of the few companies that still builds an on-site manager's residence. So my employee will actually live on the site as part of their benefit. So not only do we pay them a good wage, benefits, and bonuses, but they get the apartment for free. And so that keeps somebody on the site almost at all times. We have a controlled access gate, so you need an app on your phone or a key code to get in and off the property. We do have the 32 cameras. There may be more, but there will be at least 32. And they are monitored by our manager at different times. But we also have instead of a lock on the unit, electronic hasp. And that hasp is only opened by someone's phone or key fob. That hasp records every time the door goes up and down. And if someone were to break that hasp, or it's got a sensor on the inside, so if someone was in the unit after hours, it's actually got a heat signal on that hasp to be able to control. Our goal is to make sure that when people put their things in their possessions, one, they're safe, but two, they also leave our facility. And so the best deterrent is a really strong security system. And I've got about 10,000 of these, we call them Noki systems on the doors. And to date, we started installing them about 2 years ago in Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland. We've had no break-ins at any of the facilities that have these locks.
Okay, thank you so much. The parking spaces. Now, I saw required 71. I heard about the studies. And probably, since I have used public storage, storage spaces, I guess you're right. On a day-to-day basis, rarely are there, what would you say, more than how many people are coming at a time? Probably not more than 16.
On a normal day, we probably get less than 5 or 10 total customers on a day. And so for us, we really spend a lot of time with this because if we don't have good access for people and they can't get near the elevators to go up and down, they're going to go somewhere else. So we've got a building in Glendale that's 250,000 square feet. It's been open for about 4.5 years and has 24 spaces. And so this will be more than enough for our use. Most people stay less than 30 minutes. They come and go and get something they need that they don't want to keep at their house.
And I do like the fact that, because a lot of facilities don't have, you have more than one entrance. And so that's a plus as well, so.
It's also why we space the elevators out. You'll see that there's one elevator down at the one area and then one in the covered kind of parking area. And that design is to kind of help people's access of where they're going to go to kind of spread people out a little bit.
Okay, thank you. I have
Thank
no
you.
further questions.
Okay, Commissioner Rice.
Mr. Henry, were you the applicant few years ago when this project came before the Planning Commission?
No, I wasn't. I bought the land and that entitlement from that applicant about 6 months ago.
And if this project were approved tonight, how soon do you think it would be before you would actually get shovels in the ground building this project and anticipate completion?
So it's going to take us probably 8 to 12 weeks to get our construction documents ready for submittal. And then at that point, generally our experience is we get through a permitting department in 6 to 9 months. Inglewood's been really great to work with and has moved this along. And so we've actually noticed a big difference. We deal with the city of LA a lot. So it's actually a pleasure to be here. So we're really hoping in the early second quarter of next year, we'll be under construction. And it's about a 14, 15-month build.
Okay.
Last question. You mentioned that you had the electronic hasp that can open with a fob or with a phone, and it's recorded. Is this a visual recording or just a signal that the door went up and went down?
So that signal, it makes noises, it does different things. It will sound an alarm. That goes into our management software that controls, it consider it like kind of like QuickBooks, like we have our own software that we use to manage all of the tenants' units. So if someone's using it right, it'll just record it in their unit. It'll say, Mr. Rice's unit 1, he came in at 4 o'clock on the 2nd and his door was open for 30 minutes and then he closed his door at 4:30 and then at 4:45 he opened it again. So it'll permanently record that. And then if you were to someone were to come to your unit and break that hasp or not use their phone and for whatever reason lift the door open or it's damaged, it then has the ability to not only record that happened, but it sends us an audit where we'll get a text message to one of our security consultants or an email, and it'll say there's a problem at the Inglewood facility. Unit 1 is now open, and so for us, it's a proactive measure that actually tells us something's happening right then and there in real time.
Am I correct to assume you have video surveillance on each one of your storage units so that once you see this, get a signal this person's done that, you can actually see who did it?
So I won't, there's almost 1,200 doors. So 32, 45 cameras won't get every single door, but you won't be able to get in and out of my property because you go to the gate itself will have a camera right on your face when you go in and out. When you go into any of the elevator rooms, any of the stairwells, any of the hallways, we'll know who it is and we'll be able to follow them around the facility and see it. So we may not see specifically them breaking into your unit, but we'll be able to see when they came, when they left, what kind of car they were in, what their license plate was if they have one. We'll be able to turn that over to the police in real time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Trejo?
If you have somebody that, that goes into your facility, takes the elevator up to, say, the third floor hallway, and has like a medical emergency and doesn't even get an opportunity to try to open his door, do you have a video that will capture that and you'll be able to render assistance by calling emergency services or something? Or how would you handle that?
So luckily, I've never had that in our facilities. We wouldn't have some type of camera system that's sophisticated enough to know that someone's in an emergency. But while the manager is there specifically, and that's probably 85% of the people come between our office hours, which are usually 9:30 a.m. till 5:30 p.m., our manager does do 4 or 5 walks around the facility. The cameras will be on televisions like you have, will be up. So we do pay attention, and if something like that happened, I think we would get it pretty quickly. But I can't lie to you and tell you we have a system that would catch it instantly. But we're pretty proactive. Like I said, it's my company, it's a private company, and we pay a lot of attention.
So you have the ability to watch when somebody is in a hallway?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir, I have a couple of questions. Well, one of my questions has to do with parking because it looks like you want to reduce the parking. So if I can get you, Andrew, to put up the previous and the present so I can take a look at that. They were side by side. So the previous is this one over here who had the ample parking that's required. Is that correct?
No,
No, it's
sir. The other building on the left had 10 spaces approved. Ours has 16.
Yours have 16.
Yes.
And
We're slightly bigger, though.
So is it 71 spaces that needed to be approved? Is that what it is? Correct me.
That is a requirement of our municipal code based on our parking standards. But what was previously approved was 10 spaces at this proposal.
So we approved this one
The planning commission approved it.
and 10 spaces, and it's required 71. Wow, that's a big jump. I wasn't here, was I? I'm just asking.
It was in 2020.
It's a lot.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
The point that we're making is I think the previous proposal required 58 parking spaces. So it was slightly smaller, taller building, but slightly smaller. And so that reduction went from 58 to 10. This one is going from 71 to 16.
Now, on those parking spaces, what are they used for? Is it for the patrons just coming in, or what are they used for? Why do we need so many? And
Yes. So yeah, it's basically for visitors or patrons of the facility to load, basically. To come in, access the facility, load, unload, and travel personally, right?
travel, so you can keep your car there? Is that what you're saying? Okay, you say travel.
Well, not international travel or air flight travel, just to travel to the facility and back.
Okay, we've talked about the size, you've talked about the size of the building, the previous size and the proposed size. It looks like the proposed size is a smaller, shorter building. Is that correct, sir?
It's a shorter building. We're 2 stories lower, but we are a little fatter.
You're a little wider.
We're a little wider. And so we're about, of real space, probably 30,000 square feet of active space wider than them. One of the challenges they had with their project was they were on essentially half an acre, and the building was very, very skinny. which gave unique challenges to both buildability and the access of it. So we were able to combine a few lots and kind of widen the building. And if you looked at them side by side, we have a lot more driveway, a lot more, not only the parking, but we have our loading zone. If you guys could pull up the actual like site layout, you'll see we've kind of created a big hammerhead access for the fire department. And that's not included in the parking of that big area where the double arrows are right there, right where Mr. McCarthy's hand is. So that area as well is going to be where a lot of the loading and unloading is. And I'll tell you, on average, during the week, we probably get 10 cars in a day. And they probably stay for less than 45 minutes at a time. Because once the biggest part when someone uses it is the day they move in and the day they move out. That's when they stay the longest. But for the rest of it, it's really for general household items, extra things that you need. So the average size unit here is about 75 square feet. Call that like a medium-sized closet. And it's really there for you to be able to store extra clothes, winter stuff, summer stuff, toys, things like that, and swap things around. So most people come in for an item, they park, they go to their unit, they get it, and they leave. And they probably do that once a month, once every other month.
I see. Okay. There's a lot of, how many storage facilities, how many storage rentals do you have there?
Units itself?
Units?
About 1,100.
1,100 units. And at 1,100 units right now, how many are being rented out as of today?
So to be clear, 1,100 would be in my building, and it's not up yet, so none. But there's 6 other storages, I believe, in Inglewood. And
So your facility right now is not being utilized. Is that what you're
no,
saying to
because
me?
I'd like your approval to build it.
Oh, you like your approval to build it? So we approved something.
You've approved a few. So there's one on Century that was slated to be torn down and redeveloped. That one is currently on hold. And then, of course, you approved this one in the previous iteration that was on a smaller lot. And so, as he mentioned, they were able to assemble a few more lots, which actually was the intent of the Inglewood International Business Park, right? To assemble multiple lots to create larger scale developments. And so they kind of accomplished a few things with this project in meeting the intent of what our code was
Will
slated
the
to
backside of
do.
this building be on Century Boulevard?
No,
So the front side of this building is on 102nd.
right.
So you won't see it on Century whatsoever?
Not on Century. You'll have a view of it from Century, but it does not front on Century.
I'm really, okay, I understand what we're doing here. I was reading about the parking spaces. I was somewhat confused about, you want 16 and now we have 71. I'm doing my subtraction and that's like 55 spaces that you're not going to utilize. So I'm thinking we have a lot of things that people want to store. Is that primarily because there's a lot of places that we're approving for storage? So we have a lot of stuff.
We have a lot of stuff, sir.
We do spend a lot of money.
Because you have to pay to rent it out, correct?
Yeah, we like to buy stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna say just one thing and then we're gonna close it.
And really quickly, I'm sorry, Chairman,
Okay.
before you say that, I just do want to point out that I believe the location of this storage facility is near or around the immediate vicinity of the east parking garage, which is a 4-story structure, 3-story structure, and a Fairfield Hotel, which is right next door. So once constructed, the view from Century would be drastically reduced because you'll have a hotel and that parking structure in front
Yes.
of it. So just if that helps.
Okay. You know, when you buy something, let's say you buy some clothing. You know, a gentleman goes out and he buys a nice suit, and then he puts it in the closet, and he doesn't wear it. He wears it the first year because he's looking pretty good. But then after that, he doesn't wear it any longer. So what does he do with the suit? Does he store the suit, or does he get rid of it? And I'm gonna close on that. Okay. We're gonna open it up for,
Thank you all.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We're gonna open it up for those who are in favor or against this particular project. Go to the mic, give us your name. Hearing, seeing none, we're gonna close this segment. And is there a motion on the floor?
Just one comment, if I may, Mr. Chair,
You gonna make a comment?
before the motion.
Go ahead and make your comment.
I
I made a comment, and now you're gonna try to outdo the comment that I made?
No, I was going to compliment the landscape.
Oh, I see.
It has nothing to do with your comment.
Very good.
Well, you normally ask us, do we have any further comments? Is that a true
I made a
statement?
comment, in regards to people having a lot of stuff, so I'm puzzled. But go ahead with your comment.
No, that was just it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Would you like-
Commissioner Rice, I know you itching too. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
just wanted to piggyback off of Commissioner Trio's concern with health and safety and talk with Mr. Henry about access for the fire department and police department. In the event that there is an emergency and someone's carrying something heavy and it falls over on them and they have their cell phone, they can push 911 and they got the paramedics showing up at the front gate and fire department.
He's not looking for a comment, sir.
I'm looking for a comment to find out if he has an access key for the fire department or police department to enter the building at all times.
Box, and they'll be able to get in through our gate at all times. And then when we did the design, we put in from the old building, really had a strip that the fire department would have struggled to get onto our building. Our design actually lets a fire truck come all the way in, or an ambulance come all the way into our almost any point of our building, into that hammerhead design, and get full access. So they'll always have access to our building.
So your cell phone is your lifeline. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
No further questions, Chairman.
Commissioner Trejo? No comments?
Are you responding for me?
I'm asking.
I have no comments, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Is there a motion on the floor, please?
Mr. Chair, before I make the motion, I just wanted to be sure that I could combine the two. Remember, it's 7B as well.
7B?
So,
Yes.
Oh,
For the
7.
design.
so there's a design review that is also a part of, that's associated with this SUP request. And so my suggestion would be to act on the discretionary action first.
Yes.
Right? The SUP, make a motion, approve, and if you decide at the time to also make a motion on a design review, you can do that second, but the SUP
Okay.
is
Because he
the
did talk about the
primary.
design, yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to clarify.
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Thank you. So I move to affirm the categorical exemption EACE 2025-042 and adopt the resolution approving SUP 250012.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Call for any questions? Okay, we'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Mr. McCumbo, please tell us something good here on this storage space here.
I like that nickname, Chairman. Macumbo. It sounds cool.
Boom. You know,
Chairman, anyone may appeal the decision of the Planning Commission by writing within 20 days of the notice of decision by filing a written notice as well as an appeal fee.
okay, thank you. You got your storage place. I'm gonna bring my suit down there pretty soon, so we'll see what happens.
So you saved your
Oh.
suits, huh?
Say that again. Oh, yes. Is there a motion on this, the second? 7B?
I move that.
Well, why don't we do this? Because I believe that's the next item, right?
Yes,
So-
that is a design item for,
So-
because we've already seen the design.
Right, so let's read the request into the record,
Okay,
and then we'll have the option whether or not you want to hear another presentation, which it sounds like you don't.
very good,
And then we
thank
can
you.
go right into the motion.
All righty.
Okay.
So, Madam Secretary, can you read that item for us, please?
Item 7B, a non-public hearing to consider an application by Rick Gunter for design review DR 25-00018 to allow construction of a new self-storage facility on a M-1L limited manufacturing zone property in the Inglewood International Business Park, specific plan at 3700 West 102nd Street.
Okay, so is there a motion on that particular item?
I move that we approve resolution DR 25-00018.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second. We'll call for any questions on that item. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Who's second one?
Pick one.
Okay,
Commissioner Rice,
all right.
second.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Mr. McCumberl?
Now he has his.
That's become a thing. According to the IMC, there's a 10-day appeal period that the applicant must file, and with written notification as well as accompanied by an appeal fee.
Okay, cool.
Item 7A, a non-public hearing to consider an application by Zoila Panacho for design review DR 25-00014 to allow the installation of a mural on an existing 3,200 square foot coffee shop on a C2A airport commercial zone property located at 4535 through 4545 West Century Boulevard.
Chairman, the file is present. No notice is required for design review, and planner Angel Leon Martel is ready to present another presentation. He's had a long night. Huh?
We had a long night, but I have a comment after this for sure.
Good evening, Chairman Springs and members of the Planning Commission. The subject site for this design review has a commercial general plan land use designation with C2A airport commercial zoning. The subject site is currently developed as a single-tenant coffee shop. The property is located along Century Boulevard with neighborhood commercial uses and residential uses to the north of the property. Subject, skip one. The applicant proposes an approximately 450 square foot mural along the east building wall. The tenant of the building is Solara Coffee Shop, and they're proposing the mural as an homage to their mother and the Oaxacan community in Inglewood. The picture above depicts the existing condition of the building. And this is the 450 square foot mural, which will be located along that east-facing facade. So the mural is comprised of an indigenous figure with a backdrop of colorful flowers and wind as a representation of ancestors blowing through the hair. Findings have been made that the project is in accordance with design review standards. As conditioned, the proposed project will serve as an enhancement to its neighborhood setting and will be compatible with the surrounding area. The proposed project is consistent with the commercial land use designation and is exempt from further environmental review. This concludes my presentation. Available to answer any questions the commission might have, and the applicant is also here tonight to answer your questions. Thank you.
Okay. For you, Mr. Angel, we'll start off with Commissioner Fowler, please.
No questions for staff, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Rice,
Questions for the applicant, please.
Commissioner Trejo.
Just one quick question. I see that it was approved for a cafe in December. I think I was out in December, so is the cafe open now?
They're currently working on the interior tenant improvements. They're hoping to open soon. The applicant will let you know the grand opening date.
Okay, good. I'll be asking more about that. Thank you.
Okay, I have no questions. Thank you for your report. If the applicant is here, just go to the mic and tell us about the mural.
Hello, good evening, commissioners. My name is Zoila Pinacho. I'm the co-owner, along with my mother, of the cafe that hopefully very soon will be opening. And my name is Zoila Pinacho. So the concept of the mural, it's inspired by my community, Lenox. That's where I grew up and was born. And it's an inspiration of my mother, who is somebody that has inspired the cafe. She's getting embarrassed right now, me talking about her. So our coffee shop will be a Oaxacan-infused coffee shop. And the reasoning of this coffee shop, which is actually named, is Gio's Cafe. And the name, it's inspired by my brother, who actually passed away in December 2023, when we actually got the news that we got the location. And so for us, it was a no-brainer, that a way to honor not only the community, but as somebody of my brother who was also a resident of Lenox. It's a form for us to honor our community and to be a location that could be for the community itself, where they can be seen and represented. And so that that is just also the purpose of the mural, where I feel that given that there's a lot of development happening in Century Boulevard, I think that it will enhance a representation of the community that is Lenox, as well as Inglewood, being represented and seen as some, as people of the community.
Okay, we're going to have some questions for you. You okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. Commissioner Fowler, please.
No questions, but I have to say, culturally, this is exquisite. So thank you for bringing that. What's the food, though? I do have a question. Tell me the menu. I'm always interested in the menu.
Yes, there will be a lot of lattes and non-caffeine drinks. There will be pastries as well, which we are partnered up with local businesses to be also our providers. So that's something else that I would like to include, that the muralist that will be working with us is actually as well from Lenox.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much. No further
Thank you.
questions.
Commissioner Rice.
Ms. Pinacho,
Good evening, sir.
it's so refreshing to see a generation not forgetting about their parents and honoring them. My mother's 92, and I love her very much, and for you to honor your mother with this artwork, which is so beautiful, by the way, I commend you. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Trejo.
Zoila, this is, to use Commissioner Fowler's adjective, it's exquisite. I don't know who your artist is, but it is beautiful. The colors are so representative of Oaxaca, which is one of my favorite places in Mexico. So, and it will add just so much to Century Boulevard there, because those two buildings, because I live not far from there, those two buildings they don't really stand out, to put it mildly. And this will just really add to it. And I think people going to the entertainment district, people driving away from the entertainment district will definitely admire this. Now, how many parking spaces do you have?
So the parking space location is split up with the other two businesses, but I believe that on my side, there is a total of 10 of them.
Okay, and the reason I ask that is because I think when people see this, that they'll say, wow, let's stop and see what is there. So I think that's fabulous. Will you be serving Oaxacan chocolate?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we will.
It is, like I said, Oaxaca is so close to my heart. And I'm so happy to see this. Lennox so close to Inglewood, so it'll be a Lennox, Inglewood Lennox type of establishment. And I think it's wonderful. It's great for Century Boulevard. Thank you
so
for
much.
coming up with this concept.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I love it. I love the artwork itself, the flowers. Now, is that painting, is that your mom or
That is correct. That was my mom when she was around my age.
is this your mother right here?
Yes, sir. That's my mom.
Very nice.
Yes, I think she's one of the most honest, humbled, and strongest women that I have ever met in my life. And
That's
so
a
just
beautiful picture.
seeing that mural, it makes me very emotional.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, the only issue that I have is that when cars are parked there, they can't see the picture. I mean, they can't see it if you have a car there. So, can we put up no parking in front? No, just kidding.
No, sir, that will be against planning and building.
I have no questions. Congratulations on it. Hasn't been approved, but I like it. I think my fellow commissioners will say the same.
So much, sir.
If there's no other questions, any final questions from the commissioners? We'll start with Commissioner Fowler. Is there any final questions?
No final
Any
questions.
comments?
No, sir.
Commissioner Rice?
No questions.
Commissioner Trejo?
No further comments or questions. Thank you.
Okay. This is not a public hearing, so there's no one to talk about it. So we'd like to get a motion, please.
A motion, I move that we affirm categorical exemption EACE 2025-066, and we adopt the resolution approving DR 25-00014.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. We call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Fowler,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Congratulations on your mural.
Chairman,
And Mr.
yep, according to the IMC, the applicant may appeal the decision made this evening by the Planning Commission by filing a written notice of appeal accompanied by an appeal fee.
Okay, very good. Thank you. At this particular point, we want to
Felicidades.
public comments. Okay, we're at public comments now. Public comments. Anyone wishing to address the Planning Commission on any matters within their jurisdiction and not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time. Hearing, seeing none, we'll close that segment. And now we're going to have commissioners' initiatives. So we'll start off with Commissioner Fowler. You have a commissioner initiative?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to celebrate with everyone Black Music Month, June, Happy Pride Month, and particularly Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and those that fill in for fathers. Thank you, and have a great rest of the month.
Very good. Commissioner Rice?
Happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth to everyone. My daughter's graduating UCLA on Father's Day.
UCLA?
Yeah.
You went to UCLA?
UCLA. So I will be there.
I don't know what to say about UCLA, but congratulations to you on that. Commissioner Trejo?
Well, I think a big congratulations to Commissioner Rice on his daughter graduating from UCLA. I know that because a university graduation is just absolutely amazing. So congratulations, Commissioner Rice. And happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy June 19th. And I have a question. I've asked a couple of times and still have not received a response to what is going on at the gas station at Century and Inglewood Avenue, the one that I'm always talking about. The fence is being put up, and you were great, sent code enforcement out. They fixed it, blah, blah. Now they're excavating the site, and I've been asking if you knew what was going up there.
Sorry. As far as there we go. Any formal applications that have been submitted to the planning division, I'll look into it further. We did get code enforcement out there to get them to clean up the site, but you know, with it being a former gas station or a gas station, they would have to come in for a discretionary action to change for any change of use. So we'll look into that a little bit deeper.
Yes, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to know what would be going up there.
Sure.
And then a question on the Waymo cars that are constantly going up and down our streets. I know we're not too far from a charging station. Is it at Century and maybe Grevilla? I don't know if that's their charging station, but what is the regulation on how the cars travel? I was walking my dog up 98th Street, and I mean, I must have counted 10 cars go up and down the street, and I was just wondering what, if any, regulations there are to routes or anything like that?
I'm not sure. I would need to check with Public Works or Traffic Division to see if there are any designated designated routes. I mean, I have heard just that through a lot of the traffic that we have here in the city. We were at my staff, Art and Christine. We were at the traffic commission meeting last month, and there is an issue with Waze. And so, you know, whichever GPS programming that the Waymo is using is sending them through the neighborhood to get around some of the traffic in the city. So I'm not sure if the traffic division is working with those GPS operators to try to reduce some of the traffic flow within the community. But I'll look into that and we'll report back.
Yeah, I'm curious on that. Again, that was on 98th Street, but all up and down our streets, I see a lot of Waymo cars. It used to be it was a novelty to see them when you'd see one or two, but now it's more than one or two. So.
Welcome to the entertainment capital of the West Coast of the world, right? You're going to be seeing more and more autonomous vehicles as we kind of continue to move into the next level.
Well, it's something to keep an eye out, just to make sure that Inglewood residents are safe.
Okay, that was it?
That's it, thank you.
Okay, very good, thank you. Okay, I just want to make a couple comments. The city is really doing a fantastic job on revitalizing the city. They're just now putting in a new water line in the Morningside Park area on the avenue, starting from 2nd Avenue and actually going west to Crenshaw, from south to Century, north to Manchester. There's a new water lines are going in. The question that I have is, once the water lines go in, are they going to repave those streets? Are they going to repave the avenues, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th? That's a question.
I hope so.
Well, when I say that,
but I
because
will.
there's a line, you dig the hole.
Right, right.
And then you put the water line in and you just cover it up, so it's still there. So eventually, the
It'll
weather,
settle.
the rain
Then it turn
will
to
cause it
potholes.
to sink even further. So the residents, they want to know, are we going to repave the streets? So
I will. I will check with Public Works and report back on the timeline and what the construction plan is for that, for the repaving of the streets.
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Now, another question that I have is I understand that they're working from Imperial on the south end, actually 105 on the south end, going north. And right now they're at Century, where they've redid just about everything. It looks beautiful, having palm trees in the middle of the street. So my question would be the completion on that and the start of from Century on the south to, I guess, the 79th or 78th Street on Crenshaw Boulevard. At our previous meeting, I indicated that there's a large bump or lump in the street on Century at Yukon. When you cross Yukon going east, it's like a big lump in the street where eventually you're going to have to get a front wheel alignment because it's a large hump in the street. At Century and Yukon. You noticed that as well, right? And then we have another one at Manchester and Fifth Avenue. That's that hump in the street. If you're going east on Manchester and you cross Fifth Avenue, there's a large two humps. So if someone I mentioned this before at the April meeting. Okay. I want to say this is Home Buyers Month. The month of June is Home Buyers Month. The organization that I belong to, which is the Realtist organization, the Consolidated Board of Realtists, which is an African American trade organization, one of the oldest trade organizations in the United States. We were formed in 1947. And the reason we were formed for democracy and housing. And we are not an organization, we're an institution. And right now we're doing a home fair, June 21st, Home Ownership Made Easy, June 21st at the Consolidated Board. You can go onto the Consolidated website, crb.com, and you can get all the information about the home fair. Maxine Waters is our guest speaker, so we're looking for a good crowd. We're in partnership with West Angeles CDC, in partnership with them for this home fair. And again, the month of June is Home Buyers Month. And lastly, I want to thank you for this invitation here, Mr. Bernard. I want to know, how do we be a part of it? How do we come in? Do we register? Are we a guest? Can we be your guest? How does it work? Because it's going to be at the senior citizens facility. So how does it work for us? And happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Yes, sir.
All right, so took very detailed notes. I will tonight email Public Works to get a confirmation on the status of repairing those humps in the street at Yukon and Century and Manchester and Fifth Ave. We'll check on the Waymo routes and confirm that the city is working with that organization to keep our local streets safe. and
The gas stations.
and a gas station, yes. Well, I'll talk with my staff and building safety to see what's happening there. As far as the Destination Market Street program, there is a QR code. Registration is not required, but you can, if you would like to register, to come to the informational and get just some information as it relates to the program. What we're doing here with this information meeting, the application launches June 10th, Tuesday, which is a Tuesday, and we're providing just some basic application requirements and best practices as it relates to how the program is going to function, scoring for the different types of businesses, what the money can be used for, what types of businesses that are eligible, the boundary, the project and the program boundaries and things of that nature. So it's really an informational community meeting to allow prospective businesses that may want to come to Market Street and existing businesses to be able to take advantage of this money available.
Okay.
And yes, you are invited.
Okay. What else? Did I have anything else? And you're gonna look on the completion of those after they put the water lines in?
Yes, we will look into the streets as well as also finding out the estimated completion timeline for the Crenshaw Street improvement.
Okay, very good. That's it. Thank you very much. If there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.